sådär ja. Lite Dehya och baizhu quester då, tänkte jag. Eftersom jag inte har baizhu på det här kontot så tänker jag att vi kör ett Dehya-team. För att vi ska göra hennes quest, tänker jag. Ett team för the occasion, tänker jag. Så är det jag kan ta en channeling.
Sounds good to me.
Där, jag ska bara kolla en grej. Har de 4 piece? Har de? Let's crit ratio actually. Där. Okej. Så då ska vi se vart. För jag har låst upp båda här nu då. Så det här är det jag tror. Nej, det här är baizhu, det här är det. Men vi börjar med det då. Questen, tänker jag. Never mind actually. Det vi ska börja med. Väldigt simpelt. Fucking event. Fuck me. Ska köra double drops. Eventet först.
We mercs have one simple rule. Whoever pays the most is your new boss.
Så. Se här. Jag har faktiskt inte testat min idé någonting sen jag fixade 4-piecen. Det är väldigt oklart hur det kommer gå. Holy shit, jag blir dubbad well. 9k. Okay. Kill to kid damage, I guess. Mycket ger hennes burst dock. 13. Okej, lite som jag trodde. Men det där tror jag isn't enough ändå. Jag snabbt kolla till mitt ljud så att det låter bra. Ja, men ljudet låter perfekt. Svinbra det här. Vet du. Joop. Jag ska se. Det är kassa jag tänker på. Så frågan är om jag ska fixa hans E eller hans Q. Folk köper hans Q oftast. Då kör jag på det också. Ja, vilken talent är det? Det brukar vara det. Jag har cronat hennes de här två. Just det. Men ja, just det. Den enda literal anledningen till att jag inte har cronat Scar. Ja. Så, sen blir den här. Där, och sen bara blir den där. Och så bara burst vi, tänker jag. 13-18. Not bad. Om vi honest. För Dehya, helt okej. Då är dubbeleventet borta. Kan vi och gå och kondensera resten. Ja. För jag tror jag har gjort klart. Jag måste dubbelkolla det. Jag har gjort klart det här right. Ja, men exakt. Förutom små, de här jobbigare. De här har jag inte gjort fullt ut klart tror jag. Eller vad man gör. Okay. Kondensera de här helt snabbt så. Sen tar vi och där är en summa grejen uppe här borta. Den är enkel. Har vi och gör XP-linen sen också. Och direkten. Rätt bra svensk. Jag pratar. Yes. Kolla. Ja. Okej. Nej men det där är mycket sens. Ja. Oh ja. Ska vi se här. Så. Och nu får vi dem också med. Shoot. Ah, ja. Mer material I guess. Är här den som är med I fighten tror jag. Tror det. Jag upp då. Gör så. Och så Pyro så. Där var de borta. Läckt allting. Landar vi så. Där, så går vi till nästa. Tror det bara är slimes här ungefär. Så det här ska vara ganska chill. Så. Som Dehya burst på de här då. Så. Jag älskar det spelet. Det har inga problem med buggar, nej. Så nu kan vi gå till nästa. Finally, tack. Ska vi se. Så. Ett par hangar som jag kan ha ett scar och sånt. Ja, men nu är det dags för Dehya Quest. Det går till häråt. Ska vi se vad det handlar om. The Grand Bazaar. Se. Shoot.
Oh, what a mouth-watering smell. Paimon would know the aroma of biryani anywhere. We can still add it to the list.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. Wasn't expecting to see you here.
I'm on as
Hello
always.
there.
Good.
It's been quite a while.
So you two are still hanging out together. Dehya, didn't you say last time that you were gonna head back to the desert?
I said I was going to resign from being her bodyguard, not that our friendship was over. We're still the best of friends. The Homayanis also still post jobs from time to time. Their pay is always generous, so me and the other mercs never pass them up.
I told Dehya to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago. My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt like we were missing someone whenever Dehya wasn't around.
Damn.
That sounds like something they would say, all right. They're always
Sheesh.
so welcoming. Anyway,
That's great though.
the job is already taken care of, so I was gonna head back to the brigade as soon as I finished a little shopping. But the master kept insisting, and I ended up staying for another day.
You can stay for as many days as you want, Dehya. Father hasn't even gotten around to treating you to his best dishes yet.
You know I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place like that, my lady. Don't worry, though. There'll always be next time.
What? She said they'll treat you to the best dishes! Paimon can't believe you can still refuse that!
But wait. Didn't you say last time that you would take me on a trip to the desert? Why don't you just take me with you today, when you leave? There are so many places I still haven't visited yet.
Sorry, my lady, but no can do. There's still a few things I need to take care of back at the brigade. Besides, the desert hasn't exactly been the most peaceful place lately.
Oh, come on. Not this again.
Interesting,
That's what you
interesting.
said last time and the time before that.
I know, I'm sorry. Just give me some more time, and I promise I'll plan the best trip ever for you.
All right, fine. To be perfectly honest, it's not that I wanted to go, it's more like I feel like something is off about you lately. Ever since you first set foot on the estate a few days ago, you've been acting anxious and even paranoid. Have you been delaying our trip because you've run into some kind of trouble?
Nah, are you kidding? You're worrying too much.
Sounds sus to
Swear
me.
on that? Friends shouldn't lie to each other.
I don't
you know?
trust. Me no
Wouldn't
trust.
fly any further if you're willing to swear on what you just said. But if something really is bothering you, then just tell me. You know I'll help you however I can.
Oh, looks like Dunyarzad was onto something.
You're too perceptive, my lady. Seems I can't hide anything from you.
See boys.
I just thought that nothing good could come out of telling you about the messy happenings of mercenaries. Knowing too much only leads to more trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Mercenary life is a dog-eat-dog world where evil reigns supreme. Everything operates on a completely different set of rules.
That doesn't change anything about what I just said, though. We're still
So,
friends.
sorry,
I
not
can
gonna
only
hosta.
support you if I understand what's bothering you.
My lady, you're not gonna stop until you drag it out of me, are ya? All right, I'll share what I know. Let's go somewhere else first. This isn't... Okay, let's talk here. Just try not to draw any extra attention. As you may already know, the Eremites have both a lot of mercenaries and a complex organizational structure. Many mercs are no different than me, just going around looking for jobs to earn some mora. My brigade is called the Blazing Beasts. We're not a large group, but every member is loyal and brave. However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine. Some are willing to cross all kinds of lines for the sake of mora. The most notorious is a faction known as Deshret's Relics.
Deshret's relics? Judging from the name, they must really look up to...
Yep, you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ain al-Akmar. They're one of the groups under the Relic's banner.
Oh, you mean the group that tried to sell us the Divine Knowledge Capsule? Yeah, they weren't friendly at all.
Deshret's Relics is composed of many smaller brigades like Ain al-Akmar. The Relic's headquarters issues orders to all brigades under his control. On any other day, I would want nothing to do with them. Unfortunately, though, the brigade that's stirring up trouble now is none other than Dakan al-Akmar.
Dakan?
I think it means beard or something. Believe me, it's a really stupid name. I found it insufferable for years. Anyway, the real issue is that Dakan al-Akmar is led by my father, Kusela.
Say what now?
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now. But what?
I won't go into details, my lady, but they've been involved in a lot of violent incidents.
That is not good.
We're talking
That is not good.
hundreds.
Very not good.
Hundreds?
Yep.
Hundreds.
The scenes tend to be quite gruesome, too. They strip the victims of all their valuables before murdering them.
Damn.
Not only have they targeted
Jesus
merchant
Christ.
caravans and ordinary citizens, but other mercenary brigades as well.
That's beyond terrible. They won't even spare their own kind.
I don't know how Deshret's relic sees it. All I do know is that Dakan al-Akmar has become more and more aggressive over the last few years. If I don't do something about them, then even my brigade or the people of Aru village could become their next target. I just wish I knew what's driven him to do this.
Yeah. How
I don't know. People change. He's always been pretty pathetic. But at least in the past, there were still a few lines that he wouldn't cross.
That's setting the bar pretty low.
I mean, if he was even remotely decent, then why would I have to leave the brigade and cut all ties with him? He was loud and foolish, with no real sense of purpose. Instead of doing anything useful, he spent most of his time drinking and chasing after women. Of course, the other brigade members were just like him. Their ruckus would go on night after night.
Sounds like a nightmare.
What about your mother? Did she ever step into...
Unfortunately, I never knew my mother.
Such. Very
I'm sorry,
such.
Dehya. I didn't know.
It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. Didn't I mention that my father was chasing after women? I was the result of one of those encounters with some random person. He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was. And in any case, she never came to see me. He'd say, "You'll be fine as long as you remember to stick with Dad." But even then, he left most of the parenting to the brigade. The one thing I do remember is that he used to tell me stories. But the problem was that he had terrible taste. He only knew a few
Damn, bro.
stories,
Roasted
and
the
even
kid.
those tended to be pretty stale. They were tales of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest, or stories of mercenaries rescuing princesses from rebel armies.
Sounds like your typical fairy tales.
More or less, yeah. They were interesting maybe the first or second time around, but after about 20 repeats, they started to get a little dull. He seemed to think those stories were the best things ever, though. He was so into them that he'd call the whole brigade over and make them perform the whole thing as a play. Even the toys he gave me would all be story props.
Damn.
I'd get
Jag fixade en hel jävla
shields,
konserter
and
typ.
toy swords.
Teater men det.
It was only much later when I realized that the shows were more for him than they ever were for me.
What an interesting guy.
Ja, okej.
Yeah, I've always found him pretty childish, but that was something I could just shrug off. I had no reason to despise him. Until I grew up and learned the true face of Deshret's relics for myself. Looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. They not only accepted such heinous acts, they would even openly boast about them. No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father and his cronies were more like the bad guys that needed to be taken down. Did they really think that as long as they didn't do any of that stuff right in front of me, I would never know?
I think I can understand your feelings. The difference between perception and reality must have hit hard.
Yeah, but don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father and left that place behind for good. I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have. Yeah, I told the boys to gather as much information as they could.
I see.
Most of the reports concern violent incidents, but there's also some talk of smuggling.
I see. But isn't this investigation incredibly dangerous?
It is, but every mercenary lives life on the edge.
I know it
It's a
is, but
lifestyle
like,
that I
it's
enjoy.
okay. Don't worry
That
about
may
it.
be true, but
Well,
it'll be impossible for
well,
those
it's
who care
casual, it's
about
okay,
you not to
ever.
worry.
Well, now you get why I didn't want to share any of this with you.
What should we do? They both have.
Huh? But there's no need for you to get caught up in this mess, too.
Well, he's super tough, so if he went into the desert with you,
Sorry. My bad,
I'm
Heinz Muto.
inclined to agree. I'll wait for news from you in the city until then. Please, stay safe.
I'm honored that you care so much for me, my lady.
Mm.
All right, then let's get moving. Our first...
Ja, ja. Var ska vi nu då? Vi ska till... Riven, just det. Just det kanske också är någonting jag kollar på sen. Nej, men först ska vi gå till Caravan Riven. Fixa questen som sagt.
Hey, Dehya, you're back. Are these two friends of yours?
Sure to meet you.
Likewise. There's no need to be so formal with us. We're a pretty casual crew. Anyway, since we've got newcomers, let me fill you in on what Tack al-Ahmar has been up to lately. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets. They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. But it sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or turn to merchants on the black market. A portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in their next violent operation.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora. A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to learn a few things from the exchange. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an internal power struggle.
Wait, a power struggle?
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other brigades of Deshret's relics. If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. That's the only plausible explanation we have. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. It seems they're also trying to keep things under wraps. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as Tack al-Ahmar became more and more active, Deshret's relics as a whole became a lot weaker.
They were able to cause so much.
It sounds mighty strange to me, too. Haroon, you can leave the rest of the investigation to us. Gotta say, though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the few days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your neck...
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. Tack al-Ahmar is your father's crew after all.
What he said. Besides, Dehya, haven't you done more dangerous things than all of us combined? What we did is nothing compared to your experience.
Yeah. And while they went to talk with Tack al-Ahmar, I took a look at the last camp they attacked. Any survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was nothing of value left in the camp.
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf. You're here too.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Ribat. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from him. Now that we know you'll have a capable partner with you, we can also rest easy.
Hey, what about Paimon? Feel anything special?
Oh, you're also planning to tag along with them?
Paimon is the traveler's most important friend. Wherever he goes, Paimon will
Get there, Paimon, you're useless.
In that case, Then you'd better take care of her too, Dehya.
Don't underestimate Paimon!
Don't worry about her. She may look tiny and helpless,
Hon är
but she's
Paimon är
been
fan
through just
useless.
as many battles
Emergency
as the traveler
food.
here. Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable.
I had no idea. I guess I shouldn't judge by appearances.
Traveler var bättre. Traveler
Oh,
är diff.
one other thing, Dehya. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule? We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Main. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough, unkempt guys. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay, and that really got to him.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry and I couldn't make it back in time for the event.
Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment, though. You're our brigade's main selling point, after all. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths gaping like a bunch of scarecrows. The awkward silence and weird expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around.
Hey,
Damn, bro.
didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
Huh? Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard about this?
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that, and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right. We can tell you about it later. Now's not the time.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
Are they always like this?
More or less. There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speaking our minds. If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, then you just challenge them to a fight. But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being direct and getting it all out of your system as soon as things come up is better than keeping everything bottled up, never talking about it. That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them. It's hard to stop once you get used to it. Though, I can never do that when I'm with the Homiyanis. Hey, knuckleheads! Can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering?
Yeah, you hear her, Holof? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first. I drew up a map. Right here is the spot.
We get a free
There
map.
you'll find the merchant caravan
W.
responsible for getting
Noise.
rid of
Easy.
Dekana Lockmar's looted goods.
Wins.
All you gotta do is wait and ambush them in the evening. They'll have no idea what hit them.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my regards to everyone else in the brigade as well.
Will do. You stay safe, Dehya.
Okay. Ska vi se. Det var en bild snabbt. Kommer jag alldeles strax. Ska vi se så. Så. Ja, så fortsätter vi med questen. Vänta, vad är så? Wow, mycket crit rates. Okej, to be fair, hon har bacon. Nu kanske på nummer 1 och så. Right, Paimon, she knows what she's doing. Right. Look for a clue. Medicine. Okay. Hotel necessary. Look for water. Birdie. Vad är här då? Mm. That's kinda this. Hmm. I want to get to the back then. Hmm. Yes, sir. Jag också claima daily som direkt. Ja. Ska vi se, så har vi skickat med det här och det är Faruden. Right. Faruden. Daniel Magellan. Oh shoot. Oops. Unofficial och sånt där. Bennett. Leo så är det Jellen, inte någon av de två. Så. Så ja. Mm. Hmm. Oh, my bad, my bad. Hmm. I guess det makes sense. Jag ska fixa till min kamera lite grann. Mm. 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 That's interesting. Oh shit, Nenta hörde ett skit. Oh shoot. My bad.
You may call me an ungrateful child, but my feelings will remain the same. However, the
My
Homayani
bad,
family has
bro.
treated me with nothing but generosity and kindness. If we decide to investigate this further, we could end up implicating the entire Homayani family. I would be biting the hand that's fed me over all these years.
Tia.
It's alright, Dehya. If anyone were to ask, you could always just say that I'm the one who instructed you to get to the bottom of this.
You don't have to do that, my lady. I'm not conflicted because I'm afraid of taking responsibility. Besides, you're the one we should all be worried about right now.
Hey, it's still too early to give up hope. What was that thing about friendship again?
True friendship is built on trust, my friend. Paimon.
You said that yourself, Dehya. Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up.
Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense. I guess I should always remember the trust that I've placed in people. In which case, my lady, could you ask the master to come out and have a chat with us?
Sure thing. I also hope he'll be able to give us a logical explanation. Let's meet at the usual place then.
Usual place? Ah, right.
Måste Det kan jag kolla om det ändå är här. Fuck it. Första som kan hända. Så då den och så. Vi se här. Ja. Kan fixa en skill också. Och veva. Så. Där.
Time to go.
Thank you for coming, sir. Please allow me to introduce these two. This is the Traveler, and next to him is his travel companion, Paimon.
Ah, yes, my daughter has mentioned them from time to time. It's a privilege to finally meet them in person. But we may skip all the pleasantries for now. What is the important matter you wish to discuss with me today?
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction record to your attention. There's something on this record that we're all pretty curious about.
So, that's what you found? Huh. Seems like I can't keep everything from you much longer.
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like an explanation.
Well, it's a long and difficult story. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. What I do know, though, Dehya, is that the truth will bring you no solace. If anything, it will likely cause you a great amount of anguish.
Wait, me?
Yes, I understand perfectly why you came to see me. And I am touched by your collective commitment to do the right thing. But knowledge always comes at a price. And sometimes, as they say, ignorance is bliss. Your father, Kusela, and I both believed that. Of course, you have the right to seek and learn the truth, but I must warn you. The facts of this matter may reduce everything you've built for yourself into sand, blowing in the wind. If you must proceed, then Kusela's heartfelt efforts will also fade into the wind like a fleeting mirage.
His heartfelt efforts? I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not sure I follow. I've made it this far in life without a single drop of my father's support. I have my own ideals and ways of looking at the world, as well as people and causes that I've chosen to cherish and fight for. None of these things have anything to do with him. I came here today to support you as the head of the Homiyani family. No warning will change my stance on that.
I understand. Then let me tell you a little story. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when Dunyarzad was just a baby. Along the way, we were attacked by bandits. They had superior numbers and quickly overpowered our bodyguards. When all seemed lost, a group of passerby Eremites lent us their support. Those Eremites were Kusela's brigade, Dekan al-Ahmar. Kusela's men told me that the attackers were Eremite mercenaries, just like themselves. I was shocked. Why would Dekan al-Ahmar go so far to save us and not spare the fellow Eremites? Kusela was grinning and walked over to play with baby Dunyarzad. She was startled by his unfamiliar face and nearly started crying.
Really? I never knew.
He said that he had no particular reason to help us. He just took pity on us because he had a daughter about the same age. We started
Interesting.
talking about our children, and I sensed that he was a devoted father. To repay his kindness, I hired his brigade to help out at our estate for a time and offered everyone generous remuneration.
So, that's what happened.
It was many years before I saw him again. I almost didn't recognize him the next time he came knocking on my door. The man I knew to be strong and healthy had been reduced to a shell of himself. He couldn't even walk anymore without his cane.
So, what happened to him? He was perfectly fine when I left the brigade.
I'm not too sure myself. The only thing that didn't change was his cheery disposition. He said there was absolutely nothing to worry about and that he had gotten into a fight. That was all. He then suddenly asked me if Dunyarzad, now that she had grown, would need a bodyguard of her own. At the time, Dunyarzad was going through a particularly severe bout of her Elazar. There was no need for her to have a bodyguard when she could barely leave the house. But he kept coming back to the topic. Come on, it never hurts to be safe. How do you know a bodyguard won't come in handy one day? I was completely lost at first, until he recommended the Blazing Beasts, and in particular, a mercenary named Dehya.
So he was the one who recommended Dehya to you.
Indeed. He didn't say it out loud, but it was clear that he saw Deshret's relics as an evil group who would eventually corrupt every member in their ranks. He was already beyond redemption, but he hoped that he would be able to detach his daughter from the vicious world of mercenary life. If Dehya could stay in my house and keep working as a bodyguard, then gradually her affinity for the desert would decrease, and she'd be able to leave her previous life behind.
And that's why you offered her such generous compensation?
Yes, but not just because of that. From the moment that he asked me for that favor, I also began to see Dehya as my own daughter. And that's also why I tried to persuade you to stay when you asked for permission to leave. I was willing to spend however much it took. Kusela saved my daughter and me all those years ago in the desert. I could never refuse him entrusting his daughter to me.
He was always like that, acting like he's oh so smart and self-righteous.
Kusela said that he would reimburse me for a portion of Dehya's fees. I refused to take any mora from him, but he'd always send me funds anyway. Eventually, I just accepted them as a token of his gratitude. And that went on for a while until I received another letter from him a few years ago. The letter contained a request to help him buy food, weapons, medicine, and even explosive materials.
Wait! Isn't that around the time that Tack al-Akhmar started becoming more aggressive?
That's right. When I started to hear some nasty rumors, I became wary. I wanted to meet him face to face to discuss things. But by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests to talk. If I had to guess, it's probably because he doesn't want to put Dehya at risk. That thought occurred to me as well. I figured that he probably came to me for help because he had nobody else to turn to. After some deliberation, I decided to send him some food and medicine. I turned down all his requests for explosives and weaponry. I am aware that even such a reduced gesture of support could lead to others coming to harm, but I could not simply reject his plea for help. In the end, it probably was the wrong decision. I plugged my ears to the rumors and just chose a solution that made me feel least guilty about myself.
If you can, please tell me where he is now. None of the things he's doing right now make any sense if he's just trying to keep me from getting tangled up in his world. If all he wants to do is steer clear of me, then maybe he shouldn't have brought me into this world in the first place.
Oh no. Dehya,
Oof.
please don't feel that way.
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around any of his actions. Another way? I don't know. I knew him, and he was nothing more than a childish brute. I can't understand what's going through his head. But I guess you do have a point. We haven't uncovered the whole truth yet. We still need to figure out his exact actions and reasoning for these last few years.
I'll do my best to help. Of course, anything between the two of you would need to be resolved between you and him alone. I don't know Kusela's exact whereabouts. Outside of supplying his brigade with some goods, I tried my best to avoid getting involved any further with him. However, there's a man on the list named Jawed. He used to be a mercenary in the desert and is now a member of the Corps of 30. He's responsible for supplying weapons and liaising with the Takan al-Akhmar's merchant caravan. I think he should know Kusela's whereabouts. I've heard that he likes to have a few drinks alone and enjoy the cool wind at night outside the tavern. Maybe you'll be able to find him there.
Understood. Thank you, sir. Then I guess this is bye for now, unless...
I'll stay and be with my father here. To be honest, I'm still a little dazed and haven't finished processing everything quite yet. My father has indeed done something wrong, but if I think about it, I'm also not sure if there was a right way to handle this problem. I feel like our only course of action is to turn everything we know over to the Corps of 30 and let them render judgment.
Yes. I am prepared to accept whatever verdict they choose. It's time to face my mistakes.
Damn. That's kinda such, man. Sådär. Så.
Huh? Who are you guys?
I know what you've been up to. Smuggling weapons to violent brigades in the desert while working for the Corps? Pretty bold, if you ask me.
Shh. Keep your voice down. How do you know all that? Come with me. We should take this elsewhere. I'll be happy to talk things over once we're somewhere private. This place should do. All right. Back to my question. How did you all know about me?
Don't worry about that for now. You know what kind of punishment you'll face once we report you to the Corps, I assume.
Wait. There's no need to jump the gun. Let's talk this out. What are your terms?
So what's in it for you anyway, Mora?
Well, I was a little tight on money at the time, and Kusela took good care of me in the past. I weighed it in my mind, and I couldn't find a reason to turn the opportunity down. I wouldn't only be helping my benefactor, but I could also make some quick mora.
Let me tell you how it is. We're investigating Takan al-Akhmar, and we're gonna put an end to their operations. If you provide some help for us, then we might just put in a good word later to reduce the terms of your punishment.
Hey, why don't we discuss this a little first? Listen, I made quite a bit of mora from my last run. You just give me a number, and I'm sure we can...
Shut it. My patience is running out. You should know when a mercenary is after something other than money.
All right, sheesh. But you gotta promise you'll put in some nice words for me later. They're always on the move. Here's the spot they were at the last time I made my delivery to the desert. Feel free to go have a look. I'm just telling you, though, it's not on me if they're not there anymore.
Sure. And then you can forget about any nice words from us.
Hey, come on. Now you're just being unreasonable.
Really? And how do I know you're not leading us straight into a trap? Don't forget, you're the one with no bargaining chips.
All right, I get it. Why don't you go take a look, and if they're not there anymore, I'll try to figure out something else for y'all.
Now that's more like it. Let's move.
Argument.
As for you, try to stick around the city until we get back. You don't want us to call the folks from the Corps and have them drag you back to the city.
So.
Seems like we're in luck. That should be their camp. Let's go. We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves.
Whoa.
I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
Dehya, why are you here?
Frog's hide. The birds haven't you all done enough?
Oh, so are you also here to stop us?
Stay out of this. It's got nothing to do with you.
Buckle up!
Bam.
She's so strong.
Enough fighting. We all know each other, and I don't want to take things too far. Just bring Kusela to me. There's no use hiding him anymore. Did you understand a single word I just said? Or do I need to bash your skull in some more?
All right, everyone, let's all just calm down for a second. Dehya, the boss can't come out and see you anymore. He died a long time ago.
What?
Seems like you've been out of the loop for a while. Guess that's for the best, though. At least, that's what the old man wanted.
When did he die? What happened to him?
A few years ago, Kusela broke up Tack and went to the Deshret's Relics headquarters by himself.
So is that when you guys started acting up?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last person in Deshret's Relics must pay in blood for what they did.
Let me start from the beginning. Dehya, do you know how the head of the Relics maintained order internally?
Overwhelming strength and unquestionable authority?
Those were a part of it, yes. But just those on their own weren't enough. They had another tool at their disposal. They called it a person's record. Regardless of whether they joined by their own will or were coerced, every person in Deshret's Relics were forced to leave a record of themselves at headquarters. Whether it be their deepest sin, some unforgivable act, or their most immoral exploit, the record served both as a symbol of loyalty and the perfect material for blackmail. That's precisely it. Every one of us had a record. Me, Bashar, Tikriti, and all the boys who grew up with Dehya and ended up joining our ranks. But you, Dehya, you were never asked to provide a record, were you?
I never even knew this was a requirement.
You were probably the only person in all of Deshret's Relics who didn't know about it.
Ever since you were born, Boss had been trying to shield you from this organization's sinister rules. Not only that, but he also banned all of us from committing any nefarious acts. He said he'd take care of the dues we had to pay regularly to headquarters. But in the end, he was just an ordinary person. What could he do? He was forced to go to headquarters again and again to account for missed dues and incomplete records. He'd come up with all kinds of excuses and get beaten up as a result.
We all knew he was doing that for you. He wanted to get you out of this world, no matter what it took.
And that's why he became a shell of himself and couldn't walk without a cane.
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense. I didn't know about any of this, and I'd never seen him get injured or beaten.
Because you were too young at the time. How would you ever tell between wounds from a beating and wounds from battle? When you left home after that final argument with him, He seemed to age by a decade overnight. Even his hair went gray.
So, even the blazing beasts were...
Yep. It was all his doing. Had he not arranged them to come to you, you probably would have been reduced to a pulp before you ever left the desert.
A few years ago, Boss said he needed to make another trip to headquarters. He was already pretty weak then, and we all assumed he was going to get beaten again. I suggested that he hand the role of leadership over to me, but he said there was no longer any need, since the Khan al-Ahmar would soon be no more. His words made no sense to me, but that night, we heard that a massive fire tore through headquarters and razed everyone's records to ash.
Everyone gained their freedom that night. Many members fled, not just from our ranks, but from the other brigades as well. But how could we leave with a clear conscience? All of us who knew exactly what had happened.
The boss can't have just died for nothing.
That's kind of crazy.
Those jerks at headquarters took him from us.
From that point on, the sole purpose of the Khan al-Ahmar became revenge. The big fire that Boss started was quite a blow to headquarters' strength. It's given us the opportunity to launch our attack. Even though we're outnumbered, we vowed to see our revenge through to the very end. There were people from headquarters who changed their names and went into hiding. Some fled to other brigades, and others escaped to the rainforest. But we won't let any of them escape our wrath. They'll all pay for what they've done.
We've suffered plenty of losses as well. To keep going, we need an enormous amount of supplies, from food and medicine to weaponry and
It makes more sense now.
All we can do is exchange our loot from Mora, and then use that to get supplies. We forged Boss's handwriting and sent out many letters to his former friends. Thankfully, many people were willing to come to our aid. We were also able to attract many mercenaries who shared our goal. We've endured unspeakable pain to win many impossible battles. Deshret's relics have become weaker and weaker, and now we finally have an opportunity to directly strike their headquarters.
Paimon doesn't know what to say anymore.
We do know right from wrong, but we were sinners from the very beginning. We do not deserve the freedom that the boss won for us with his life. Boss always loved his old-fashioned hero stories. Those tales about sacrificing yourself to save the world. We used to always laugh at him for it. But in the end, he really went and lived those stories out himself. As for me, I never considered myself a hero. We're all the lowest of the low. We have no right to even imagine such an existence. But maybe those hero stories he liked foreshadowed everything that was to come. The spirit of the hero touched all those he had saved, and more people joined his cause. Maybe we were all just acting along with the play in the beginning. But as we acted the parts and recited the lines, we were drawn in. And now, we want to see the story through to the end. I'm sorry, Dehya. I know you always found us insufferable ever since you were young. Just think of this as a madman ranting.
I'll go with you.
Huh? Dehya? You wanna go?
I grew up with these guys, and I know they're not bad people. It's just that some situations get so bad, all I know is that Deshret's relics must be destroyed. Furthermore, I want to go see the place for myself. I want to know if I know you don't want to get involved in this, so there's no need for you to tag along. I can do this on my own.
Yeah. Paimon feels like we'd only regret it if we don't see this through to the end.
Thank you. We'll be a lot stronger together with you.
I bet Boss would lose his mind if he ever knew you'd join us at the very last moment like this.
Considering all the losses and injuries we sustained, we can't afford to turn down someone as powerful as you.
He can think whatever he wants. But the fact is, I owe him this much.
Damn. Ska vi hit? Den här. Den är för berget.
Sun's out, guns out. Just sucks that I got so much work to do.
Is this the entrance? We sure didn't run into much trouble on the... Wow. Paimon didn't expect it to look like this on the inside.
They should all be holed up in here. Don't know how many people they've got left, though.
Who cares? We'll round up all of them.
Still, we should be careful. Even if they've only got one shot left, it could still take us out.
Yeah, we'll know what they're really capable of once we've landed some hits on them. Deshret's relics may have been a force to be reckoned with before, but their name means nothing now.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance with you here. I'll take the lead. I've been here once before.
Happy to oblige.
You are not welcome here. I'll be following orders. New punch.
One with nature. Fallen leaves. Adorn my nut.
Look alive!
Oh, it's by.
That's close enough.
That's crazy.
Everybody stand back!
Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud.
You're dead meat!
You want this?
I'm getting sick. Eat this!
Let's light it up!
I'll be back.
This way, follow me. We're almost there.
Wait! They went charging ahead without checking for any traps!
Hey, you guys okay?
It seems like we just got trapped in here. Don't think...
Watch out, the enemy's coming from ahead.
Well, now that things have come to this, seems we'll have to...
Don't worry about us. We knew something like this could happen. Let's go! We can't let the boss down!
Let's check if there's another way! The sooner
That's
we can
crazy.
get through to help them, the
That's
better.
crazy.
Let's see.
Det får se för någon lighter.
I think I see a way through over there, but it's being blocked by something. Let's try our luck with that mechanism.
Okay, let's go!
That's great.
Another mechanism like the one before, but this one's being blocked off in the middle.
We just need to adjust it a little.
Okej, tror du var rätt. Verkar vara rätt. Jag undrar,
Let's light it up! I'm going one with nature.
Boba, get
Look alive! Ha!
oklart. Oh, kistan, nice. Men det är lite oklart här. Mm.
The wind knows me. As one with wind and cloud.
Gloves off!
Ja. Color.
I wasn't expecting anyone to make it through from the other side. But as a desert dweller, I suppose we should be used to our folks defying all expectations.
Don't waste your breath. You have nowhere to run.
Run. Had I wanted to run, I would have fled 1,000 times already. I witnessed the golden age of Deshret's relics. Even if I could leave this place behind, all that awaits me now are endless days of humiliation and ruin. Even now, my brothers and I still believe in one thing. The greatest should never live to remember their fall.
So you want to go out in a blaze of glory.
Let us draw our weapons! They are but two, while we hold... Wave 1! Charge! Eliminate them!
Teamwork is
Really, bro? At all?
I'll be back! Don't think that you've won. We're just getting started.
you asked for it.
Ah, suck.
Will not abandon any one of his
This
followers.
is Rosie.
One with nature. Set clouds high. Birds come.
I'm going in!
Oh.
out of the front, Nip, into the fun.
Brothers! With me. This is where we prove our faith.
You all just want to die?
None of us plan to leave this place alive!
So,
Golden slumber.
The commander has finally fallen.
But they're still coming at us. This place is like a gladiator's ring. They just keep coming no matter how many we beat.
Yes, keep fighting! There's no need to fear, and no need to back down! This is our last stand!
When the next wave comes, try to draw away their attacks. I'm going to see if I can take out that...
Get out of my way!
Come and face me, Michel! So they've broken...
Apologies, Lord Michal. They fight like absolute madmen. No matter how much we throw at them, they just keep coming for...
So, it would seem like this is the
Time to pay for everything you've done.
You think I would give you that? I will be buried in the sand alongside all the rest of our fading glory.
Hey, wait!
We were too late.
It's over. There's no more. But if you're still going to cling on to your so-called mercenary's pride, then I'll give.
Hey, Dehya! I found the mechanism. I'll get you all back up here right away.
Let's go.
Boing. Oh.
Who are you filthy rats? And why are you always pestering us?
You call yourself a member of the infamous Deshret's relics, and you still can't even tell who's made it all the way to your headquarters?
Who knows what intent a bunch of rats may have? We try to catch a couple, and you all just show up on the other side instead. How are— Hey, have you ever heard of a man by the name of Kusela? Why would I know? It's not like I'm in charge or anything.
This is your last chance.
Hey, I said I don't know anything. I'm just an average member here. I'm telling the truth. If you're here to find someone, why don't you look through the records yourselves? Who can remember every name and face with so many people coming in and out every day?
The irony. His life became a light for so many, yet to others, it wasn't even worth remembering. Where's the records room? Answer.
It's right over there. All the files are in there.
I mean the old records room.
The old records room? You mean the one that got burned down? Kusela. Ah, yeah, I remember him now. The guy who could hardly walk. Watch your mouth. That's our boss you're talking about. He was definitely faking it. We all let our guard down as soon as we saw him come hobbling in. But in the short time it supposedly took him to take a dump, he'd already gotten away and started a fire in the records room. He couldn't have possibly outrun us if he wasn't a fraud. And after that, Deshret's relics fell into complete disarray.
Stop wasting our time. Every one of us here is perfectly aware of what he— Tell me.
It's just over there. Go see it for yourself. There's nothing left in there but ashes. No human could ever survive that kind of inferno. Bashar, Tikriti, let's go. We'll leave the others here to guard these guys. Spare them no mercy if they try anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, this was his final destination. How did he do it? Getting past all the guards with a limp and sneaking in here to start a fire? If he was nimble enough to do that, then he must have been able to get out of here after starting the fire, right?
Dehya.
I'm sorry. I know it's just wishful thinking. Let's look around. Maybe we can find something that's been left behind.
Is this a cane? It must be the one that Dehya's father—
Kusela.
Thanks for everything, boss.
We're fortunate to somehow find that cane after that fire.
Let's split up and look around some more. What if something else has been left behind?
But what else could survive a fire like that?
Huh? Thought so.
Isn't that the toy sword you played with as a child?
The dragon is no more, for Princess Dehya has slain it. Its head now hangs above the city gates. Her bravery has brought eternal peace and prosperity to us all. Dehya, come on. This is the most important line.
You can do it.
But Dehya, you defeated the dragon. Everyone's waiting for your speech. Still too shy, huh? All right, I'll do it. I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more.
Oh.
I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more, Dad.
Det är så. Jesus Christ. Member of the... Ja. Joop.
What's this?
Don't you remember? You asked Paimon what she would do if she were to wake up tomorrow with loads of money. And Paimon said that she would get boatloads of tasty snacks. You looked super confused at the time, but said it was an adorable thing to say. These opportunities don't come by often. So today, Paimon's gonna treat you to a special crash course on Paimon's life philosophy.
Paimon har mat alltså.
Hey, come on! Paimon's not that stingy. Anyway, the point is that you should eat to your heart's content. You'll feel better for sure once you've gotten something in your tummy. Dunyarzad will also be here shortly. She's already heard that we're back.
Aw, thanks, you two. Honestly, this is very unlike me. I just had a lot on my mind on our way back, so I didn't know what to say. My chest was filled with all kinds of intense emotions. They just shook me even more than all the feelings we've shared during our previous adventures. But when everything came to an end, those emotions also vanished without a trace, and I was left feeling more empty than ever before. It was as if I'd lost the thing that was most important to me. Yeah, you're right. To many mercenaries, Mora is the most important thing in the world. But perhaps to us, it's the most worthless thing of all. Idrisi and the others all used to say that they would quit if there was no Mora to be had. But when it came to avenging my father, there was no Mora to be made anywhere. My reality shattered when I found out that the father who always told me hero stories was in fact a bad guy. But look at me now. Am I any different? Despite all my promises about never forgiving him and never trying to understand him, I still went to such lengths to find out the truth and nearly even shed tears for his sake. We're hypocrites. All of us. Yeah, you're right. It's just a pity that we often only recognize our true feelings after it's already too late.
You're back! Are all of you all right?
Ah, there she is.
Yeah. Many people from the Corps of 30 came over, and I just wrapped up everything with my dad. All I can do now is wait for their verdict. Huh? Dehya, you're looking quite down again.
Paimon will explain. A lot happened while we were gone.
I'm sorry. I really should have controlled my emotions better. I just...
It's all right, my lady. You were hurt by all of this as well. Truth be told, I'm starting to feel a little guilty watching you cry like this.
But Dehya, your pain must be even worse. You shouldn't need to comfort me.
Hey, don't worry about me. If anything, this whole thing has finally shown me the difference between illusion and reality. My father probably thought that people could settle into new lives as long as they moved to a new environment. That thought has even crossed my mind a few times. It's like saying, what's wrong with adapting to a new life? However, there was always something deep within my mind that refused to accept it. this impulse brought me great turmoil. But now that I consider it again, it all makes sense. The desert sands are a part of who I am, and I will never be able to lead a peaceful existence.
I understand how you feel.
That doesn't mean I won't be making any changes to my life, though. It's just like Idrisi said. I also want to catch up to my father and become a character in his play. Even if the ending of the story may be childish and ridiculous, it won't.
Isn't that neat, though? Oh, you'll be a whole new kind of mercenary, one that's not out for Mora. Why don't we go for a change of scenery once we finish eating? What about stopping by the Grand Bazaar again?
Right. You said you wanted to get a rug for your family.
We'll come along too.
Yeah. Let's
I
go.
can't thank you enough for taking
Let's
care of
go.
me this entire time.
Se The Grand Bazaar, då ska vi gå upp hit. Ja.
Oh, this rug here is quite something. The craftsmanship is exquisite, and the fabric is also of high quality.
Ah, here you are. Finally, I found you.
Hey! Aren't you that mercenary who bit his tongue? You can still talk? Wait, are you here to take revenge on us?
What are you talking about? Do I look like I could take you all in a fight? I just came here to give you something. I'll be on my way to give myself up to the Corps after this. Once I woke up, I hurried to the Khan al-Ahmar's camp, hoping to alert them to your presence. But when I got there, I found no one except the members who were still too injured to move.
Ah, so you probably got there after us.
Yeah, they told me that they had exacted their revenge, and everyone had turned themselves in to the authorities. Even that last camp was not going to last for much longer. I had joined the cause to repay an old favor from Kusela. Now that everyone's already turned themselves in, I might as well do the same. One of the injured members gave this box to me, and told me that it contained some of the old man's last possessions. Everything left in the camp will get confiscated, so I figured I should get this to you before the Corps could get their hands on it.
Thank you.
No
Vad är det för
worries.
något dock? Det är
We're
frågan.
all just living our own truths. There's no need to comment or judge anyone for it.
Vad är det i boxen?
Box contains everything that Dia's father left
Inside
behind.
the box.
Well, back in the day, the first thing he did with any Mora was spend it on things like drinks and meat. But let's see what's inside. What's this? It's just a bunch of junk. Ugh, it kinda stinks.
Perhaps it's just been left unopened for too long.
A handwritten copy of a storybook. The paper's already yellowed, and it looks like it's about to fall apart. It was against the Academia's rules to possess books for personal use. If he was going to break that rule, he could have at least copied something useful.
That probably means this was really important.
And here are a few bags of children's snacks. The packaging's completely deteriorated. Maybe that's where the smell was coming from.
Did he get those for you?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Even when I was a child, I was never a fan of these kinds of snacks. He'd always say that he got them for me, but in the end, he always ate more than I ever did. Who even leaves snacks in a box like this anyway? Forget it. Let me see what else is in here. A razor, some buttons, some round iron tiles, a wool scarf, which from the looks of it probably belonged to a woman, and a hair clip? I'm sorry, my lady, but this is just the kind of man he was. He probably saw this box as some kind of personal trash heap and dumped it. 2 empty liquor bottles.
Huh? There's something in the book.
Oh, you're right. All right, I got it out. It seems to be a piece of paper with some writing on it. The bottom part's all damaged from moisture, though. Let's hope the writing didn't smudge. I was suddenly seized with an urge to write a letter after finishing this bottle. I just folded it up and left it in the bottle, though. If I end up forgetting about it, it won't really matter. To Dehya. It's all right. I'll just read it out. If he went to the trouble of writing a letter, there must have been some important things that he wanted to say. Or at least record down.
My condition's becoming worse and worse. Can't even walk without a cane anymore, much less go out and have fun. Guess I don't have many days left. If you're reading this letter, then I suppose I'm already long gone. You were adorable as a baby. Everyone loved you. And regardless of whether you were crying or laughing, everyone enjoyed having you in the group. But once you grew a bit older, you were no longer nearly as happy or cute. It's probably the guy's fault.
Can you believe this guy? He can point the finger at himself.
Anyway, back to the point. To summarize, I'm writing this so you would know not to feel sad for me, even if you end up finding out the truth. The reason being that I was never your father to begin with.
Wait, what?
Surely, he must be joking, right?
I don't know.
I was quite formidable when I was young, and 100 times cooler than some so-called flame main. Really felt like the whole world was under my feet. With just a teeny tiny bit of effort, I felt I could rule over the entire desert. But as fate would have it, I went out into the desert for a drink one day and discovered a baby in the sands.
Interesting.
You were just lying there, small and helpless. You were so tiny that if the wind blew for just a little while longer, you would have been buried forever. But your cries were so loud they made my head hurt. Now that I think of it, you really were a bundle of energy.
Sounds like he's serious.
I told Idrisi and the others that I had slipped up with a woman while out and about. None of them even doubted me. I'm sorry that I had to lie to them for so long, but I really had no other choice. I was their most esteemed leader, after all. It's not like I could just tell them that I suddenly wanted to play at being a father. At this rate, I'll puke up all the liquor I just drank from this bottle. Anyway, Dehya, you possess the kind of freedom and kindness that we could only dream of. As far as how you should live your life, that'll be up to you to decide.
That's the end of the letter. In the end, he was still thinking of me as a little child. I suppose, or I would have suffocated under the sand a long time ago.
He was a good father to you. The fact that he wasn't a blood relative doesn't change that.
Yeah. It's just a pity that we had to learn the truth of everything like this.
Do you already have some ideas about the decision that he wanted you to make?
I do.
Research.
If he
Research.
first found me alone in the sands, then I want to try my hand at finding the person who abandoned me. I just have one wish. To tell them a story, that there once existed a childish and foolish jerk with a heart of gold. And that only under his care was I able to grow and mature into the person I am today.
If you end up finding any leads,
No.
can you share them with us? We go on adventures all the time. Maybe we'll be able to find some information for you.
Sure, I appreciate it. I wasn't expecting you to be so enthusiastic.
I'll help too.
That's nice.
Thank you.
That's really nice.
All of you. Thank you so much. My life has certainly had its twists and turns, but I've always considered myself lucky. Because no matter where I've gone, I've always been surrounded by incredible kindness.
Oh shit, questen är klar. Okej. Okej, då tar jag en snabb bere då. Ja. Så. Det var så här och bro. Sån. Det var så här istället. Och så impact, så ja. Det går bra. Det går framåt. Sen går vi till baizhu. Eller baizhu. Jag ska bara kolla en grej. Innan vi gör någonting. Request. Jag har en key kvar. Jag har 4 sådana. Okej, men då kan jag köra 2 imorgon också. Så jag skulle kunna köra den när jag typ level 1 kanske. Så kör jag bara i 20 idag, ja. Ja. Eller så kör vi bara Lena imorgon och så kör vi lite Abyss också. För det är någonting jag måste göra. Ska vi se vad händer här då.
What's your name, buddy? Are you here to buy some medicine? Where are your mom and dad?
Are you lost?
No, I'm not. My name's Ayu, and I'm here because...
Hey there, Chi-Chi. Hi, Gui. What's going on? Hi, Traveler and Paimon.
Traveler and Paimon.
The perfect time. This little boy seems to have gotten himself lost. I think he must be new to the city. Probably wandered away from his parents and...
No, listen to me. I'm not the one who's lost. It's my dad.
Your dad? How does a fully grown man manage to get lost in Liyue Harbor?
That is a good question.
My dad's always been kind of forgetful. In the past, he was just a little slow to react sometimes. But I'm worried that it's getting more serious.
So, what about your mom?
She went out a few days ago to gather some herbs for my dad, but she still hasn't come back. Meanwhile, my dad's been getting worse and worse. I remembered that the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy always runs a clinic in Chingsa Village during the Lantern Rite, so I thought, why don't I take Dad to Liyue Harbor to see him there? When we got to the city gate, I took a moment to ask the Millith guards for directions to the pharmacy. And then, when I asked the Millith guys to go find him, but he said they won't be able to send that many people. So then I figured, maybe I can ask some other people in the city to help.
You came to the right place. We're pros at... Junction can help. She has a good sense of smell, like
Baizhu's orb doggy.
Who's talking about me behind my back?
Changsheng, Chi-Chi meant that as a compliment. There's no need to be upset. Hello, child. You mentioned that you were looking for the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy. How might we be of service?
You have a talking snake? Oh, are you Uncle Baizhu?
Uncle Baizhu?
Changsheng, now's not the time. My dear boy, could you tell me more about your father's condition, as much as you can recall?
Yes, Dr. Baizhu.
I see. And your family lives near Chingsa Village, you say? I visit patients there frequently, but I don't recall ever seeing you or your parents.
Uh-huh. My mom doesn't like meeting other people, especially during Lantern Rite. She always tells me to just stay at home and keep my dad company.
Is that so? Ayu, by any chance, is your mother's name Jiangli?
Whoa, yeah, it is. Do you know my mom, Dr. Baizhu?
I certainly do. Gui, Chi-Chi, are there any pressing matters in the pharmacy at the moment? Ayu's parents are old acquaintances of mine, so I would very much like to assist with the search. Would the two of you have time to join me?
Don't forget us two. We already told Ayu that we'd help.
That's great.
Oh, really? Well, that's wonderful.
Chi-Chi and I need to clear up the shop front first, but once that's taken care of, we'll be right out to help you with the search.
Family is very important.
GG.
Then I'll leave you
Good
to handle
job,
the
man.
pharmacy. Traveler, Paimon, why don't you come with me and Ayu? Let's start by talking to the Millilith guards at the city gates, see if they have an update.
Actually, mycket primary gems hade den igen. 44, okej. I see.
They searched to the north, but couldn't find anyone who matched the description.
Well, that complicates things. The city folks say there's no sign of him either. We need to start looking further afield. But where are we gonna get the people?
Excuse me, sirs. Have you found out anything about my dad yet?
Ah, hey there, buddy. Dr. Baizhu. What brings you out this way?
The boy asked for our help, so we're here to join the search. Any new developments to update us on?
Oh, thank goodness. We were just discussing how we're running out of manpower. As for updates, I'm sorry to say that we've searched the surrounding area thoroughly, but didn't find anything.
The guards at the crossing up ahead said they hadn't seen anyone either, so we don't believe he was heading towards the Guili Plains. But it is possible that he was bound for Luhua Pool.
Luhua Pool? The terrain there can be tricky to navigate. Let's hope he hasn't run into any trouble.
You will? Oh, great. We can't thank you enough.
Sorry we weren't able to find your dad, buddy.
That's okay. Thank you for trying.
Så. Fuck det här stället. Shit. Fucking, jag minns när jag explorerade den här skiten. Jag hatar Leo alltså. Alltså här, kistor på mountains och skit. Although det är ganska nice att se på sceneryn runt om. Fan, att klättra upp på träden alltså. Nej. Vi ser, har vi en kista här? Nej, okej. Coolt. Det är bra.
Dad, can you hear me?
Jag antar att det är den här jäveln här.
Oh no, it's... Hey, you! Stop! Don't go any further!
Watch where you're going!
Oh, dear customer. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor does appreciate your patronage, but you needn't hasten the inevitable. Are you all right? Huh?
Dad!
Hey, Hutao! My, who do we have here? It's the Traveler in Paimon, and, my worst nightmare. I see she still hasn't warmed to you.
Thank you, Director Who, for saving this man.
Dad, are you okay? Do you recognize me? It's me, Ayu.
You're... Ayu? Who am I?
Your name is Jia Liang, and you live just west of Qingsa Village. You were supposed to come to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. Remember? Does that jog your memory?
Oh, my name is Jia Liang. Liyue Harbor. See the doctor? Yes, I'm Jia Liang.
And I need to see the doctor. Wait. Why do I need to see the doctor?
Uh-oh. He seems in really bad shape. We need to get him back to Boo Boo Pharmacy right away.
Ouch.
Sorry, Hutao. Gotta dash. Dinner's on us next time.
Hold on a second. You're not seriously thinking of taking him to Boo Boo Pharmacy in this state, are you?
Huh? Why not? What's the problem?
Come on, Baizhu. Don't tell me you haven't noticed it. Didn't your master teach you how to spot the signs? Why do I get the sense that you spotted them right away, but you're planning to use it for your own ends?
Use what? What are you talking about? Paimon's lost.
There are traces of god remains in Jialiang's system.
Yes, but more importantly, they're on the verge of an outburst. If that happens, the consequences will be unthinkable.
Paimon's sorry. What?
God remains? There's no need to worry, Director Hu. I have methods of keeping them at bay. It is the sworn duty of all who practice medicine to cure illnesses and save lives. What reason would I have to neglect a patient in need who is right there in front of me? Besides, it was my late master's dying wish to be able to save this patient in particular. Perhaps out of respect for him, you could give me a day's grace so that I have time to treat him?
Now you're bringing my great-uncle into this? Baizhu, just what are you planning this time?
Merely to cure this man, nothing more. But of course, if you have any doubt as to my intentions, you are more than welcome to accompany me to Boo Boo Pharmacy and monitor my activities.
Oh, really? I thought I was persona non grata at Boo Boo Pharmacy. You're being okay, deal. We're not gonna solve anything by keeping Jialiang here. I'm happy to do it your way, but only for my great-uncle's sake and the travelers of...
You must be pleased you brought the traveler along. Otherwise...
Well, time is of the essence. Let's get ourselves... Blockages within the cardiovascular system, reduced blood flow and energy circulation? Let's see. I suppose this must have caused the cognitive abnormalities.
Dr. Baizhu, how bad is it? Can you cure him?
Don't you worry. Baizhu's a really great doctor. He's sure to find a way. Isn't that right, Baizhu?
Ayu, do you know when your father first started displaying these symptoms?
I'm not sure. He's been like this for as long as I can remember. But it wasn't as bad as this when I was still little.
So it's been a long time indeed. No, I have a treatment plan in mind. We can start tonight. Come and see me again tomorrow morning. I promise that by then, Ayu will find his father healthy and lucid again.
Thank you, Dr. Baizhu. Thank you so much.
If you still have any misgivings, Director Hu, please feel free to hang around for as long as you wish.
However, it would be best if you step outside this room. A doctor must be able to focus when treating a patient. Any distractions heighten the risk of complications.
Yes.
He's not wrong.
Absolutely. I'll just go and look at the flock.
See you tomorrow, Baizhu and Chang.
Bye for now, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready, Baizhu?
Ready as I'll ever be. I'm used to it by now. Come on, let's get started.
All's well that ends well, huh? You know, Paimon's kind of curious after hearing Baizhu mention the... Yeah, you must be curious too, right?
While I'm idling time on admiring the scenery, the spectacled snake-bedecked docks doing surgery. Hello, you busy bees, and what do you have to discuss with the funeral director today? Actually, don't tell me. Let me guess.
Guilty as charged. So, we were just a little curious about Baiju's master. What was he like? Oh, and also, how come you and Baizhu could tell so quickly that Jialiang had god remains in his system?
Huh? I thought I told you once before. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was first founded to fight back against the vengeful wrath of gods defeated in war. Well, it is a dusty old tale by this point. Long story short, in the ancient world, dead gods were acting up, so our ancestors started purifying the air and burning the bodies of the deceased to guard the border between life and death. These days, we don't deal with the wrath of the gods anymore, but all the relevant know-how is still passed down to each generation, so we can identify gods' remains when we see them.
Okay, Paimon gets it now. Wait, so how did Baizhu learn to spot them?
Almost certainly from his master, who was also my great-uncle. Baiju's master was my grandpa's younger brother, a former deputy director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Wow, fancy that! Huh. So, if he was from Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, how did he end up as Baiju's master?
According to my grandpa, he and my great-uncle started traveling together when they were young. They ended up at Chenyu Vale, where they met a pharmacist. That pharmacist must have cast some sort of spell on my great-uncle, because after that encounter, he suddenly announced he wanted to leave the family business and go practice medicine instead. My grandpa had a huge argument with him, but he couldn't convince him to stay. So my grandpa inherited the funeral parlor, while my great-uncle stayed in Chenyu Vale to practice medicine. They never spoke to each other again.
Funeral director to doctor is a pretty big career change. Kinda hard to imagine. But why did it drive a wedge between them for the rest of their lives? That seems a bit extreme.
If he had just become a regular doctor, there would have been no issue. After all, the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor wasn't unlike a regular doctor's clinic in the early days. But according to my grandpa, the pharmacist they met had a very ominous aura about him. And on top of that, the kind of medicine practiced in the Chenyu Vale tradition goes against the natural order of things.
In what way?
Don't know. My grandpa didn't know the specifics. And you've seen how wary Baizhu is around me. He'd never tell me anything. But even that says to me that he definitely has something to hide. One thing I do know about Baizhu is that he's obsessed with the idea of immortality. But whether that has anything to do with what he's hiding is... Anyway, so... I will
That's a
be
bit sus.
sticking around here for now to keep a close eye on the situation.
After all, that... It's a new day! Let's go back to Boo Boo Pharmacy and check out...
Dad!
Oh, are you?
Dad, you remember me!
Yes, I remember now.
She.
I'm so sorry. You must have been worried sick. Has your mom
That's
shown up
crazy.
yet? She's been gone for a while, hasn't she?
Don't worry, Dad. I got the Adventurers Guild to help us look for her. And Dr. Baiju's gonna help too. Right now, all you need to do is concentrate on getting better.
Great. That's wonderful. I can't thank you enough, Dr. Baizhu.
My pleasure, really. It's the least I can do to honor my late master's dying wish. If anything,
I should be apologizing to you for not making the time to visit in all these years.
Not at all, Dr. Baizhu. It's only because Jiangli, what was her reason again?
You're still in the early stages of recovery, so you'll need to take it easy for a while. Take it slowly and try not to overexert yourself.
I suggest you stay at Boo Boo Pharmacy and rest for at least the next few days.
Director Hu, do you have any further reservations about Jia Liang's condition?
It seems like the evil presence is gone after all. You really did manage to suppress it, huh? But how did you accomplish this in a single night?
That would be a trade secret, I'm afraid. If that gives you any cause for concern, you may continue to monitor Jia Liang for as long as you wish. Though I regret to say that Boo Boo Pharmacy cannot offer to reimburse Wangsheng Funeral Parlor for any revenue lost in the meantime.
Oh, come on, Baizhu. I'm not that unreasonable.
I've been stuck indoors for too long. Baizhu, take me outside for some air, or I'm going to suffocate.
Yes, of course. Everyone, please excuse Changsheng and myself for a moment.
Suffering now, are we? Did you seriously expect to cover it up just by putting on a brave face and ignoring it? If it weren't for my quick thinking, they'd have all seen the sorry state you're in by now. But in any case, why must you keep this a secret from everybody? You should at least share your secret with—
Who's there? Why did you follow us here? Oh, it's nothing. I just needed to get some air.
What did I just say about putting a traveler? Paimon, the truth is, Baizhu did not cure Jialiang's illness. Instead, he transferred some of his own life force to his patient to temporarily subdue the poison. Baizhu, can you please explain all of this?
My predecessors in medicine forged a contract
Interesting.
with Changsheng. Every successor to this contract is able to use Changsheng's secret art to treat patients. I believe the irregularities with Jia Liang's heart meridian were likely caused by a poison concocted using god remains as a key ingredient. The poison has not been purged from Jia Liang's system. Rather, I infused him with some of my own life force, using Changsheng as the delivery medium. This will suppress the poison's effects for a limited time.
Changsheng? You can do that? Huh. Paimon always thought you were just Baizhu's strange choice of a necklace. Hey, I'll have you know that I commanded the respect of even the Adepti back in Chenyu Vale. If anything, he is my mannequin. I was treating patients with Baiju's master's master long before he ever set eyes on his first medical text. Whoa. Guess you shouldn't judge a snake by its skin.
Please, that's enough.
Wait a sec. Huto was saying that the branch of medicine you studied uses some pretty—
Hardly. Changsheng helps to keep my chi in balance, so there is no great harm done.
Still, Baiju's life force is not unlimited. We must find a way to neutralize the poison in Jialiang's body. And soon. Traveler, Paimon, would you lend this dummy a hand? Baizhu, don't you think you should seize this opportunity? You can—
Entire life. Thank you, Traveler and Paimon.
No problemo, si friend.
Seen this side
The poison in Jialiang's system must have accumulated over a prolonged... Yes. I asked Ayu this morning before you arrived. He told me that his family lives in a secluded spot to the west of Qing. Let's head there together once I've asked Gui and Chi-Chi to look after the... as well as investigating Jialiang's exposure.
Shoot.
Let's get it on! Ha!
Allt är dem. Ja, okej. Så där är jag. Får se.
Whoa! There's a house all the way out here? Huh. It's so well hidden, Paimon.
Nor have I. And I've hosted clinics at Qingsa Village many times in the past. If you ask me, Jiangli was trying to remain unnoticed.
Never mind, Paimon. We meant to ask earlier, but it slipped our minds in the rush to get here.
She was indeed. We studied medicine together under the same master near Chenyu Vale. She is several years older than I, and
Supposedly, she met an herb gatherer sometime during her travels and decided to settle down with him. That must have been Jialiang. Wait, Changxiang, are you saying neither of you?
Jiangli did occasionally come back to Chenyu Vale to see our master, but for whatever reason, she hardly ever talked about her family. The last time she visited us, she and Master had some sort of quarrel. We never heard from her after that.
Quarrel? What happened? I don't know. I did not witness the argument myself.
Nor did Master ever explain it to me. All he would say is that should I ever encounter Jiangli or her family in the future, I should do everything in my power to help them.
Oh, so that's why you went...
No. Even if my master had never said anything, it would still be my duty as a doctor to help him.
Paimon never knew you were so selfless, baizhu. Paimon always had you down as the sneaky scheme.
So a few words from me is enough to dispel all your suspicions?
What the... that was the most suspicious sounding thing you've ever said.
Let's leave a little chatter there for now. Let's split up. But if anyone finds anything, we'll examine it together.
Traveler, Paimon, come quick! What is this?
Changsheng and I found a hidden compartment.
Huh. You sense it too? Is it... breathe?
No, your eyes do not deceive you. I do believe the poison in some toxins act a lot like living organisms. I read about this once in the Origins and Symptoms of Diseases. This ancient class of poisons consists of mother and minor loads, capable of sustaining a connection over vast distances. If it's a concoction of this kind we're dealing with, then both the poison in Jialiang's system...
Offshoots? So, the main body is
Correct. Whoever is administering the poison can manipulate the source to indirectly control the poisoned individual's behavior and even cognition. Similarly, The poisoned individual will hear, to a varying extent, the call of the source.
The call of the... Wait.
Only one thing could have been drawing him there. The source of the god remains used as the poison's key ingredient, the mother lode.
This is getting crazier and crazier. What kind of
This is
person would
crazy.
do all this just to poison Jiaoliang? Hey, why is everyone...
Since this poison was carefully hidden away in a secret...
You mean Jiaoliang?
Think a little harder, Paimon. Someone else who...
Huh? So you're saying... it was Jiang Li? Wait, but that doesn't make any sense either.
I agree. It makes little sense. Jiang Li does not strike me as the kind of person who would do such a thing.
Look at the facts, though. How many people in the entirety of Liyue have the ability to concoct a poison from god remains?
It's too early to draw an... Yes. According to the origin... So if we can find and destroy the source of these god remains... Do you know anything about god remains in Qingse?
Didn't you used to be on good terms with the Adepti?
Well,
Changsheng's memories and powers are not what they were in her prime. These days, she has to enter a contract with a mortal and share their life force just to sustain her own life. I fear that such ancient events are long gone from her memory by now.
Whoa.
What? Hey, plenty of people would jump at the chance to join forces with a powerful being like me. With my assistance in rebalancing your chi, not only can you extend your lifespan, but you will also be stronger, healthier, and able to eat whatever you like with no risk of upsetting your stomach.
Stronger and healthier? Baizhu, maybe when you retire, you can let Paimon sign the contract.
Unfortunately, Changsheng's contract has strict requirements regarding the host's temperament. None...
Temperament? Hey! What are you trying to say? Did you just subtly insult Paimon to her face?
Okej. Nu kan jag inte chatten där. Och sätta burr typ efter varje.
Paimon's mad!
Dialog.
You're getting ugly nicknames, both of you! Baizhu, you're...
This is exactly why your natural temperament makes you woefully unsuited to being my host.
All right, everybody, calm down. Back to the matter at hand.
With how antisocial they... What?
Oh. If you're talking about who Paimon thinks you're talking about, you better do the honor.
You called?
It's Paimon every time.
Are all Adepti in the habit of materializing out of thin air like this?
Well, this is unexpected.
Huh? It's you.
Baizhu of Bubu Pharmacy. I do believe I've had the pleasure before. The Lantern Rite, when we met briefly, I was unaware of your true identity. I must apologize for the discourtesy.
Huh? You two already know each other?
Our paths have crossed once before. I sense the presence of evil spirits. Is this why you called me? So somewhat too often, fervent desires drive mortals to abandon all regard for their own. I now know what you seek. It is true that a vile monster known as the Che once wrought havoc over this land. Before it was subdued by the land was finally cleansed of poison, when Rex Lapis used statues in his likeness to seal the serpent's remains. The seal is still mostly intact. If the Che is the source, then it must be some of its blood leaking from deep underground. However, its aura is faint and barely detectable. I do not like to intervene against mortals unless absolutely necessary. But when demonic forces are involved, I do not wish to sway decisions that are mortals to make, but immortality may not be the blessing that you imagine it to be.
I shall treasure your words of instruction, Master Adeptus.
Farewell.
Sheesh.
Adeptus. That's Shell for ya! And thanks to him, we finally got some concrete info to go off of.
If the god remains are leaking from underground, Jiangli must be paying a visit to a subterranean cave on her herb gathering.
Master, there's a...
Gwei? Did you run all the way from Boo Boo Pharmacy?
What happened? Don't panic.
It's Jiaoyang. He was fine one minute, and then he suddenly took a turn for...
Already? Based on past experience, he should have been fine for the next 3 days at least.
It seems that my worst... Everyone, back to Boo Boo...
Okay. We are going back to the Boo Boo Pharmacy.
Sun's out, guns out. Just sucks that I got so much work to do.
Dad, what's wrong?
Don't be scared. Dr. Baizhu will be back soon.
How is he doing?
Dr. Baizhu, you're back! My dad was doing fine earlier, but then he suddenly started
When Gwei left...
Gwei, please take Jialiang to the back room and...
Yes, of course.
Don't worry, Ayu. I will...
Baizhu's not gonna use Changsheng's secret artist...
Sådär.
How are you feeling, Dad? Are you still hurting it?
Much better, Ayu. I'm feeling much better. Wait.
Master said he needed to take a quick rest and asked me to bring you out of the treatment room. He hasn't emerged yet, so he must still be resting.
Oh, really? Well, he must be tired from treating me for 2 nights in a row. I don't know how I can begin to repay him for saving my life. Speaking of which, has there been any word of her where?
No, the Adventurers Guild hasn't gotten back to me yet.
I'll come with...
Don't forget what Master said. You're still not out of the woods yet, Jiaoliang. I strongly suggest that you stay and rest at Boo Boo Pharmacy for now. I can accompany Ayu to the Adventurers Guild.
Though, on the bright side, this means I can thank Dr. Baizhu in person once he's finished resting.
Traveler? Baizhu hasn't shown his face. Huh? Hey! You're finally awake? That was far too risky. Even with me here to help you balance your chi.
There was no time. I had no other choice. In any case, it was not completely without benefit to myself. I managed to learn something. Jiangli's design is quite brilliant. She makes numerous
So, how much longer do you... They've been outside waiting for you the whole time while you were asleep. Shall we at least go and show our faces?
What's up? Oh, overall, I'm doing all right. Besides that, I'm a bit.
Surely he hasn't.
It's only.
There's no way he could have just
It's only a cold, most likely.
talking behind our
But yeah, I'm doing great. Welcome. Welcome to the stream, man.
Of course. There's no need to be concerned. I merely had to transfer a rather large amount of life force on this occasion. But with Chung...
Jialiang seemed fine yesterday.
I made an error in my initial diagnosis. Jialiang is in fact suffering from more than one ailment, and as a result, his life force depleted at a greater rate than I had anticipated.
What? You mean, even if you got all the poison out of him, he'd still be sick?
Yes. But more pertinently, the poison in Jialiang's system is there precisely because it is being used to manage his underlying medical condition. Jialiang has a rare congenital heart condition, and ongoing treatment is essential to maintaining healthy functioning of his heart meridian. Left untreated, it puts the patient at risk of coughing up blood and fainting, and in the longer term, causes irreversible damage to the internal organs. Though it was created from God remains, this formula is not a poison in Jialiang's case. Rather, it's his medication.
Had he not taken it all these years, he likely would have died along...
Still, using poison to treat a disease is hardly a viable long-term solution.
What you typed
As
in
time
boards.
passed,
Attack.
and the poison accumulated in his system, it began
I mean,
to impact
overall,
his
like in
cognition.
movie. I mean, like a Genshin actor or overall actors. Yeah, I've been making videos for a bit. Yeah, but it's nothing special, you know. Just vibing.
Moreover, the longer he relied upon this medicine, the more resistant his body became to it. Jiang Li had to concoct ever greater quantities to ensure its continued efficacy, or he could have still perished at any moment.
That explains why Ayu said his dad has been getting worse, and why his mom went off to...
God remains are extremely dangerous to be around, because humans have no natural defense against them. I shudder to think how many times Jiang Li has exposed herself to them.
But actor, do you mean like Genshin voice actor or like actors overall? That's like, what are you trying to? I like it as voice. I like. The best voice
I fear that the
actor
situation is just as that Adeptus described.
for English. I
that even
think.
Jiang Li would to sacrifice one's own life to save others.
I think Chun-Li is pretty decent.
Well, I think that it's too early to say with any certainty what fate has in
Let me think. There's another one I'm thinking about.
Jialiang's condition for now. So our immediate her regular exposure to God remains over such a long period will have been catastrophic for her health. And given that she's already been missing for several days.
Let me check in a second.
It's me, Traveler, Dr. Baizhu.
It's Jialiang!
Dr. Baizhu, please, you've already done so much for my family. I can, after all, if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have had to put herself
Give me a
in harm's
second,
way
I'm
in
just
the first
gonna
place.
finish this dialogue and I can check the
know I won't be
characters.
of much help in battle, but at the very, I'm sure I'll be able to remember.
Be careful. If you get too agitated, your blood pressure and stress level...
No! We're out of time! Before I forget everything again.
This trip will be extremely dangerous, and there is a very real possibility that you will not return from it.
I never expected to live this long in the first place. My death is already long overdue. So why should I fear it? There's only one thing I fear now, and that's that I'll forget her again before...
Very well.
Give me a second, I'll read exactly what you typed in a second.
Baizhu, are you heading
This will be a long one. Could please add an extra measure of mistgrass pollen and 1 dose each of the ingredients from the third and
Doc.
hop to it now. And remember to be careful with the cauldron this.
Okay.
Okay, let me think. Well, it's Xiao's voice actor. That's really good too. Jonathan is a 90s actor, but he was a kid actor. You might know him from Lion King. He voiced young Simba. Okay. I think Zhongli and Xiao are pretty good actors, especially Xiao. In English at least. And for Japanese, there's a lot of good ones, to be honest. I mean, most of them have voiced in animes before. To have like Xiao's Japanese voice actor, which is from Sword Art Online Kirito. I believe Lene is also pretty famous. Yeah, there's a lot to work with, to be honest. But yeah, I think for English at least, Zhongli and Xiao are pretty good. Let's see then. Where are we going to go? We are going back to the house though. Where are we going after dear? That's the question. I'm afraid anime.
It's just like the day I went missing.
The Motherlode's influence is growing stronger.
Good question.
Getting closer to the source, or because the leakage of Cha blood is growing more severe?
I think my favorite, like it's really hard to tell. I like a lot of animes. There is this farming isekai who's alright, which is alright. It's a new spin-off on like the typical reincarnation to a new world. And it was like farming and stuff. It was pretty interesting.
This way.
Favorite? I have no idea. There's too many to choose from. I like a lot.
Yes,
so
I'm sure of it.
It's hard to say just one. Yeah. Can take up my anime list.
A dull ache in my heart.
A second, let me see. Some of my favorites are at least. Let me see, completed, because I don't want to rate the new ones I'm watching. I never rate unfinished animes, pretty much. But my favorites are pretty much. I actually liked. There was this anime about. How do you say it? Where they send you into another, like a gaming world. I think there's like, imagine it like Genshin. You play it every day and then you get sent into it. I also really liked another. I think another is really good for a horror anime. Then we got like Toradora, Shield Hero, Black Bullet, Erased, Overlord, Reincarnated Slime, Mushoku Tensei, Tomasaki, and more. Alright. See ya. Have a great evening or night or whatever it is for you. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
This place feels familiar. I think I've been here before.
There is an inauspicious presence here. Even I can sense it.
I think I remember this place.
Jiaoliang, are you okay?
No, I have to keep going.
I'll make some random team for this one. Something in the style of this, maybe. Or maybe a cryo character too. Do I have a healer too?
Can't sleep?
I guess he's a healer.
Let's go for a walk then.
There we go. Testa Layla tänker jag.
This place gives Paimon the creeps. Who knows what we're gonna find up ahead?
That is a good question, Paimon.
Pure amateur. A thieves' tunnel? Paimon has heard rumors about treasure around these parts before.
Judging by the tools they left behind, it's certainly a possibility. But why did they abandon this place without even
I remember now, but she said that the method would...
Easy, Jiaoliang.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna go be right back real quick. So yeah.
Oh, it's just some chronic problem I have flaring up again. Nothing to worry about. When on the road, one should take ample time to pause and appreciate the wondrous scenery along the way.
You're about to collapse, aren't you?
It's just some chronic problem I have flaring up again. Nothing to worry about.
Sådär. Ja.
My guiding stars! Over here! Rain outlines your fate. Rain!
Cascade!
Whoa! There's a sensor here.
Sådär också, så hör ni mig bättre.
I believe this sensor was used to burn a monster-repelling incense.
A monster repelling incense?
The incense was burned several days ago. If I had to guess, the monsters we fought just now were enticed here by some entity deeper inside the cave. No doubt the encounter with the very same entity was what, after them, Jiangli was the next person to discover this place and what lies inside. But to her, it presented enough.
That's right. This sensor, it belongs to Jiangli. This is where I told Jiangli to give me the poison.
Jiaoliang!
I'm fine. Let's keep going. I can feel it. I can feel it. We're getting close. We're almost there. It's right up ahead. The place where we made a pact together to...
Aha! We can keep going now!
From the looks of it,
Sheesh.
not only clear barriers, but also be conducted by corresponding mechanisms. Perhaps it's something we
Så
can
ja.
make use of.
Usch.
Paimon doesn't see any barrier-breaking mechanisms around here. There are tracks here, and it looks like they're connected to something. Shall we follow it and see where it takes us?
Piece of candy. Piece of candy. Så.
Oh, mine took a miss. Not be amazed! Surprise! Know my sword! Witness the power!
Be still.
Och kan man sen då? Ja, inte ditåt. Clearly. Oh, här. Okej. Carry chest, får inte glömma den.
Jiangli!
The god remains must have lured them here. Watch my back.
Escape! Kamisato SWE!
The night is cold.
Dr. Baizhu, how serious is it? Is she...
I can still feel a pulse, but her condition is quite grave. The god remains here are encroaching on her cognition, much as the poison in your system did to you. If we don't eliminate it soon, then even if we save her life, I fear that she may never wake up again.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's destroy the remains right away! It's not as simple as that. Don't you remember what Baizhu said? The poison within Jialiang's body is inextricably linked to the god remains here. If the source is purged, the poison in his system will stop having any effect. And the poison within Jialiang's body is keeping his heart condition under control. Oh no.
Indeed. If the god remains here are purged, then your life...
I wondered when this day might come.
Wait! But we've all been working our butts off to save Jialiang's life. After all that, we can't just give up on him. Baizhu, you're a great doctor. Surely you gotta know of some other way we can save him, right?
You could continue to take the poison, which would buy you some time. As for Jiangli, maybe if we put up...
It appears to me that she was striving to concoct your medicine for you. Right up in...
Dr. Baizhu, give it to me straight.
The god remains have reached her internal organs. Under ordinary...
But what would be the point of that? Dr. Baizhu, I'm all too aware of the dangers of god remains. You were not the first to mention it to me. If I continue to sustain my own life using this wretched substance, not only would Jiangli have to... I know for a fact that I should have died over a decade ago. The fact that I've been around to see how you grow up is already a great blessing from Rex Lapis. If my choice can bring Jiangli back, then even if I die...
Jialiang.
After cheating death for so long, it seems I've grown somewhat addicted. Traveler, Dr. Baizhu.
Of course.
Thank you, everyone. And I'm sorry that I won't be able to repay your kindness in this life.
Jialiang. Baizhu, Changsheng. Is there really nothing else?
I am sure that over the years, Jiangli will have tried all the conventional methods known to humankind. As for less conventional methods, I have little expertise besides Changsheng's secret art.
Mortals are fated to grow old and pass on when their natural lifespan runs out. If it were so easy to combat the natural processes of aging and death, Zhongli would not have had to resort to unnatural methods.
What a crazy situation! Jiangli risked it all to save Jialiang's life, and now Jialiang has to
I've seen many final farewells in my time.
In the human realm, all things must come to an end. At least, that's what generations
kinda
of
sad.
masters before you have always believed.
The path they chose was indeed a heroic one. But when I think of those who would willingly sacrifice themselves for others, I cannot help but think that theirs are the lives least deserving of death.
When all this began, we agreed that... if you could only... So... I've said my goodbyes. My time has come.
As you wish.
It will eat away at both your cognition and your memories. In the end, you'll become...
I'll take it. At the very least, it will allow me to stay with you and watch Ayu grow up.
Mom, something's really wrong with Dad. Don't fret, Ayu. I will gather some...
Why would these memories come to mind now? The longer we live, the tighter we cling to what we have. Oh, how I would love to hear your...
Jialiang! 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 Dad, are you awake?
Jiangli, are you? Didn't I... Huh? What are these?
How does it feel to come back to life?
Do you feel strange or different in any way? If so, could you describe it to me in detail?
Dr. Baizhu, I thought that I was going to...
Die? You did indeed. As things stand now, you're more akin to a zombie than a human.
I'm a zombie?
That's right. Before we set off, I asked Chi-Chi to prepare an elixir of immortality. With its help, you have been suspended in the space between life and death. Of course, this is but a crude imitation of an Adeptus art. I don't expect it to extend your life indefinitely. Whether it will keep you alive for a few days, a few months, or a few years, I am as interested as you to find out. But, however long you have left, I believe it should be more than sufficient time for you to say your final goodbyes before departing the world in peace. I hope that Director Hu finds this arrangement to be a satisfactory one.
An elixir of immortality? How'd you cook that up? Ugh. Leave it to you to work on something like that behind my back.
It's a work in progress that hardly lives up to its name, and it would have had no effect were it not for Jialiang's iron will. In the end, I am merely a doctor. I understand very little of the great principles governing life and death and the perpetual cycle of yin and yang. All I know is that if I'm presented with a life that deserves to be saved, I will do everything in my power to save them. And even this would have counted for nothing without Director Hu's assistance. After all, did you not tell Jialiang to show us the way before we set off for Qingce village?
Oops. And I'm busted.
Without Director Hu nudging things in the right direction, we may not have found Jiangli.
No wonder he didn't mention the elixir back then. I thought he was being frank and transparent with me for once, but apparently not.
Director Hu told me to keep her suggestion a secret, but it seems nothing escapes Dr. Baiju's attention.
Never underestimate. All I wanted was to help Jialiang find his missing wife as soon as possible, so that he could be on his way to the afterlife without any unfulfilled wishes. Leave it to Boo Boo Pharmacy to. One Chi-Chi was enough of a conundrum. The last thing I need's another one. If I'd known.
You stay away from my dad! When I grow up.
Oh, is that right? Well, you wouldn't be the first person who's tried to put Wangsheng Funeral Parlor out of business. If you're serious about it, you'll have your work cut out for you. Traveler, Paimon, I'll catch you all another time. Is she finally gone?
She is relieved. Well, that makes sense, to be honest.
At times like this, a grand celebratory.
It feels like it was a whole lifetime ago.
Yay! Paimon kill! Alright, first things first, off to the market for some fresh.
Wait up! I'll come to.
Baizhu, thank you so.
Don't mention it, Jiangli. I was just doing my duty.
Just your duty, huh? Time flies. It's been so long since we bade each other farewell in Chenyu Vale. Changsheng, you're the same as ever. You haven't changed one bit.
You, on the other hand, have changed a lot.
You're right. My younger self would have never imagined that things would one day turn out this way. Or that you'd turn out this way, Baizhu.
The doctor will see you.
I've taken a look at your elixir of immortality. It's not altogether dissimilar from the poison I concocted in terms of the way it functions.
I have to say, Jiangli, it was a stroke of genius to use poison to maintain life. I hope you're not too upset at me for copying your methods.
No, not at all. With your intellect, even if you'd never seen my poison, I believe you would have eventually arrived at. But I'm still impressed by how quickly you managed to gain such a thorough understanding of it. Not just that, you even managed to improve upon the original formula. That can't. Baizhu, be honest with me. Did you try out some of the poison on yourself?
Huh. Told you the truth would surface sooner or later.
Life force isn't the only thing that Changsheng's contract lets you transfer between bodies, is it?
Nothing gets past you, Jiangli. You are correct. Besides life force, Changsheng's secret art also allows for the transfer of toxins and diseases. When I treated Jialiang for the second time, I transferred some of the poison from his body into my own. Not only did this allow me to alleviate the burden on him, but it also gave me an opportunity to study its properties. There is no need to worry about any long-term consequences to my health, however. Now that the source has been destroyed, any remaining poison in me will have already dissipated.
But you took such a huge risk. If we hadn't destroyed the What am I saying? The reason I left our master and went into hiding all those years ago was that he was getting old. And I didn't want him using up any more of his. But in the end, how were my methods any different? I risked one life to save another. Are all disciples of Chenyu Vale destined to turn out this way?
We are doctors, Jiangli. We ought never say that anyone's.
Baizhu, I can tell
Interesting.
that over the years, you've used the contract with Changsheng to transfer many diseases. Can you still stop before it's too late?
I think you know the answer, Jiangli. Every one of us from Chenyu Vale believes in the same thing.
Hey, food's ready!
Mom, come and join us. The Traveler taught me a load of new recipes.
Yes, darling.
Mom will be there in just a second. Hey, slow down. Baizhu, I know I won't be able to convince you, but please don't forget that if one day you're not around anymore, Chi-Chi, Gui, and all the—
There's no need to worry, Jiangli. I know what I'm doing.
I can only hope so.
That's good, baizhu, that's good.
Baizhu, what did Jiang Li mean by not? Every single mortal I've ever. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You said that the.
It is.
Long ago, when plagues ravaged the land, one doctor made a pledge to rid the world of pain and suffering. But even the most ingenious mortal medicine could not stay the tide of disease. And after working tirelessly for many years, even his dearest loved ones fell sick and bade their final farewell. Legends told of an herb lord in Chenyu Vale who could cure any illness known to mankind. The doctor sought the herb lord, but found only a white snake, its breathing weak and its power all but spent.
Sign this contract and let our lives be joined. Then I will impart to you the secret art of healing. But be warned, this art will harm your own health.
With means beyond human ken, the doctor could now reverse the process of death. And yet, the time still came to say goodbye. Only now, the one departing was the doctor, his life force spent. His final act in life was to pass on the contract to his final patient, his favorite disciple. The disciple chose to dedicate their life to saving the lives of others. And generation upon generation followed in these footsteps. Since I inherited this contract, I've always respected the path taken by my predecessors and followed it myself unquestioningly. That is until I tried to use the art to save my own disciple's beloved. She begged me not to use up my own life force. She said that this art is a poisoned chalice, an evil and unnatural practice. She did not wish to sacrifice one life for the sake of another, when both were lives she treasured. Only then did it occur to me. Did I not suffer when my master passed away, just as patients' families do at their loved one's deathbed? Are not the lives cut short by this contract just as worthy of saving as any patients? What is this contract to us? Medicine or poison? Alas, I no longer have enough time left to find the answer. I entrust to your care both Changsheng and this final question. May you find a remedy for this conundrum, which has ailed us so.
Time and again, no matter how much I try to warn them or balance their chi, I can never save them. And you? What's your answer?
If I abandoned the contract and left you without a host, what would happen?
I suppose I'd spend my final moments taking a nice nap on Mount Yaojun. Then I'd be reunited with my old friends and your predecessors.
Then it's decided. If there's a life in front of me that deserves to be saved, why shouldn't I do everything within my power to save it?
Once again, it's the same answer. So be it. Close your eyes. Who knows how many more people will take on this contract?
None. This contract will end with me.
My contract has strict requirements on the host's natural temperament.
But when one with an altruistic nature gains access to this art, they are more seduced than the average person by the miracle of overturning the laws, though they know better than anyone else the fate that awaits them. When faced with the sorrows of humanity and the pain of losing their nearest and dearest, they cannot help but reach beyond human means. They are like moths that throw themselves into the flame, seeking...
So, baizhu...
I suppose that would make me a moth that yearns. Changsheng's art can transfer pain and suffering between people, but it cannot reduce the total amount of pain in the world. It's just like we witnessed. I have nothing but the utmost respect for my predecessors, who sacrificed...
Huh? But didn't you already...
What makes a poison, poison? And what makes a disease, a disease? When it comes down to it, are not both mechanisms that affect the operations of the human body? If disease is defined as deviation from normal functioning, then who knows? Perhaps the true elixir of immortality could in fact be a kind of poison. Many may view the notion of searching for immortality in poisons and illnesses. I don't want those who come after me to lose their lives to this contract. Nor do I wish for Changsheng to pay precisely. I will be Changsheng's final host, and the tradition of passing down the contract will end with...
Even the gods of old struggle to achieve true immortality. First you want to save others, then you want to save yourself. Now you even want to save me. You're getting greedy, baizhu.
But isn't wanting to have it all what makes us human? For a selfish moth like me, who's afraid of the flame yet yearns for the light, the only path forward is up towards the moon.
For once, Paimon just does not know what to say.
That's crazy, but...
Baizhu, traveler, what are you still chatting?
We also have coconut milk for Changsheng and Paimon.
Okay, fine. Let's go grab some food. Paimon has a bunch of
That's so Paimon also.
they can wait till
Food. Food.
I do envy Paimon sometimes. Eating her fit...
True. And yet, although we call them simple pleasures, are such things as these not precisely why we mortals cling desperately to the life we have?
Damn, that was a good quest, I'm not gonna lie. I am impressed. Och det här ger mig också en 100 wish. Let's go. Så jag vill tacka för att ni har kollat på streamen. Och jag tänker avsluta nu. Jag har streamat i 3 timmar och 20 minuter nu. Så jag tänkte avsluta streamen. Men jag hoppas att ni har haft det kul. Och att ni har en fortsatt trevlig kväll. Så hörs vi. Bye!